Welcome to the Aliens Love Earth podcast, the music community that heals the earth with art. I'm your host, Jasper Hermes, and today we're diving into the world of sustainable touring. Touring is an essential part of a musician's career, but it also has a significant environmental impact. From transportation emissions to venue energy consumption, there are many factors to consider when making your tour eco-friendlier. In this episode, we'll explore practical steps you can take to reduce your carbon footprint on the road. Whether you're an indie artist hitting the highway or part of a major act booking global tours, let's find ways to make music and protect the planet. To know what we can do, we first need to know what the biggest environmental challenges in touring are. Touring takes a toll on the environment in multiple ways, but some of the biggest challenges include transportation emissions, venue energy consumption, merchandising waste, food waste and catering, and water usage. When you think about transportation emissions, think about planes, tour buses, and vans. They contribute heavily to carbon emissions, so you could figure out different ways to get to the locations. Venue energy consumption is all about the lighting, sounding, and climate control in the venues. Everything that uses energy at the location of the gig, so to say. When we talk about merchandising waste, think about plastic-heavy merchandise and the packaging that comes with it, which creates significant waste. Food waste and catering is all about unused food and single-use plastics from catering and backstage areas. If you count it all up together, it can make up quite a pile. And when we think about water, think about the backstage showers, laundry, and bottled water that's distributed along the artists and crew at the backstage. Now we know what areas are the biggest environmental challenges in touring. Let's have a look at what we can actually do about it and dive into some practical solutions. One of the biggest sustainability factors is how you get from one show to the next. So let's look into some ways to cut down on transportation emissions. First thing to do is optimize your routes. Plan your tour stops to minimize backtracking and unnecessary mileage. Another thing to do is choose fuel-efficient vehicles. If you're renting a van or bus for your tour, opt for hybrid or biofuel-powered options if available. Another great way to reduce the emissions is to use trains where possible. In some regions, trains are a lower emission alternative to flights. Another thing that you can consider when you can't find alternative transportation options is to offset your carbon footprint. Many artists partner with carbon offset programs to neutralize their travel emissions. And last but not least, encourage fans to carpool or use public transport. It's not only you that have to go to the venue, it's also the fans coming to the show. So make sure to offer incentives for fans who arrive at your show in an eco-friendly way. Get creative here and think what you can do back so that you can all together work on the solution. Once you arrive at the venue, the next step is ensuring that the space aligns with your sustainability values. Some ways to make venues greener include choosing venues that prioritize sustainability. Some venues have solar panels, LED lighting, and waste reduction programs in place. Look them up and see if you can work your tour around them. Requesting energy-efficient lighting and sound setups. LED lighting and energy-efficient sound equipment can reduce power consumption massively. Partner with venues that recycle and compost. See what venues are around that have a clear plan for managing waste. And encourage plastic-free shows. Some venues are open to eliminating single-use plastics for water and drinks completely. One of the best ways to ensure sustainability on tour is by creating a green rider. This is a document that you send out to venues detailing your sustainability preferences. Your green rider can, for example, include a request for venues to provide filtered water stations instead of bottled water, a preference for vegetarian and locally sourced catering options to cut down on food miles, a requirement for compostable or reusable dishware instead of single-use plastics, a request for energy-efficient stage lighting where possible, and a commitment from the venue to recycle and manage waste responsibly. By standardizing these expectations, artists can encourage venues to adopt greener policies not just for their show, but for future events as well. The artist's backstage experience can also be more sustainable with simple shifts. Think about eliminating plastic water bottles completely, reducing catering waste by planning meals carefully and also by donating leftovers where possible. Use refillable toiletries by encouraging venues to provide bulk or refillable soaps and shampoos instead of single-use plastics, and encourage ethical fashion for tour outfits, for example by wearing brands that prioritize sustainability. And now that we're talking fashion anyways, let's talk about merchandise. Tour merch is a major revenue stream for artists, but it's also an area that can be optimized for sustainability. Think about choosing organic cotton or recycled fabrics. Opt for sustainable materials for t-shirts and hoodies, and think about, for example, water-based inks for printing. Traditional screen printing uses harsh chemicals, while water-based inks are more eco-friendly. Think about offering digital or pre-order merch. Instead of overproducing, offer pre-orders to gauge demand and avoid waste. Or just print things on demand. They might be a bit more expensive, but a lot of fans are willing to pay for that if it's a more eco-conscious choice. And think about using compostable or recyclable packaging. Shipping and packaging can be optimized with biodegradable materials, or try to avoid plastic in your packaging at all. And to conclude the episode, think about partnering with green initiatives. As an artist, you have the power to influence audiences and inspire change. Consider teaming up with eco-conscious sponsors. Think about brands that align with sustainability and can support your tour in exchange for a promotion. Support local green organizations by donating a portion of the ticket sales to reforestation or clean energy projects. Host green awareness moments at your shows. Take a few minutes during your show to highlight environmental initiatives. Or sell merch that funds climate action. Partner with some brands that plant trees or remove ocean plastic with every purchase. So, to round it all up, sustainable touring is about making thoughtful choices that reduce environmental harm, while keeping music alive. From greener transportation to eco-conscious riders and merchandise, every decision counts. By making sustainability a core part of touring, artists can lead the way in the industry's green transition. If you're an artist and you would love to share your music and story with our community, submit it today at aliensloveearth.com/submit. And don't forget, following us on YouTube or Instagram helps restore 1 square meter of landscape for every follower. It's free, takes just 2 clicks and directly supports the planet. So why not do it? Thanks for tuning in. I'll catch you next week. Cheers!